It is, I think day 127. Not sure. So I wanted to come on live now because one, I have better Wi-Fi in this laundry room and I'm currently folding laundry and I was like kind of in the zone, doing my thing, cleaning, and a bunch of thoughts came up. On that I want to actually talk to you about. And I wanted to do it now while it's fresh in my mind. And then that way we can have a conversation. So what I want to actually talk about is how we create feelings and we associate feelings and emotions with words based on our experiences, based on our environment, based on our beliefs, based on who we are, who we are surrounded by. And know that what I'm saying is there's no right or wrong answer in this. This is just like to show you that there are different perspectives, there are different realities that always coexist with one another, especially when it comes to specific words. Words, it could also be like those words can be a subject, an adjective, a verb, it could be a person as well. And there is no right or wrong of what these words are, but we associate them sometimes as right or wrong, or as good or bad. But the word itself is just a word. And so let's take a big one. When you hear this word, let me know what comes up for you. So the word rich or wealthy. What comes up? Is it a yes, like I would love to be rich, I would love to have all the wealth, like, oh, that feels good, or does it come up like, oh, like rich people are blah blah blah, and you can't be rich in this world because of inflation, because of this, because of that. Like, what are the thoughts, what are the emotions, what comes up when I say that? It's like, oh, you don't need money to you don't need a lot of money to live, or you don't need this, you don't need that. So what comes up? What comes up when you hear the word money? What happens in that moment? The word money is just a word. It's not negative or positive. The word wealth is just a word. It's not negative or positive. And same thing with rich. It is what you make it to be. And so if you decide to make it to be negative, then that is the reality you're going to create. But for everybody has a different reality. So for some people, the word wealth is like empowering. It's like, ooh, yes, bring on the wealth. And then for other people, the word wealth is triggering because, maybe they, depending on what their wounds are or what their environment is or who they are surrounded by, everybody has a different story. But know that you can shift how you feel about these words. You can shift your perception, you can shift your mindset if you choose to. If you choose to go and shift it from negative to positive or positive to negative, that choice is yours. And you can look at your experiences as just experiences, your wounds as just wounds. Your wounds made you who you are, but they're not there to control you or be the driver of your life. And neither are your experiences. And so, other words, for example, let's go deep. Conspiracy theory. What comes up when you hear the word conspiracy theory in your mind right now? Is it a positive reaction, a negative reaction? Is a conspiracy theory in your mind true or false? Is it conspiracy theory good or bad? What pops up? Because conspiracy theory is neither good nor bad. It's neither true or false. It is just a conspiracy theory. And a conspiracy theory by Google, Webster Dictionary, and all the dictionaries online that I have researched is basically a theory that does not follow the regular narrative. That's all it is. It could be true. It could be false. We don't know. But per your experience, per what you've been surrounded by, per if you what you hear in your environment, you're going to make a conclusion of whether a conspiracy theory is a bad thing or a good thing. And you're going to also make a conclusion of whether conspiracy theories are true or fake. But they're neither or. There's many conspiracy theories that turned out to be false. There's many conspiracies that turned out to be true. But then what is true, what is false is also up to perception as well. And so this is what I mean, like we create these emotions, we attach our emotions, we attach our perception, we attach our wounds to these words, to these phrases. You know, if someone says, very simply, like, you look beautiful today, giving you a compliment, and you take that in as like, oh, like, why are you complimenting me? There's nothing underlying in that sentence right now, right? The sentence is, you are beautiful, and that's all that is being shown to you. But based on what you've experienced in life, based on what you've seen in the world, you take all that and you create this, you attach this emotion to it. And then you take that in as like, oh, yes, thank you, I'm beautiful. Or you're like, oh, fuck off. Like, no, like, don't ever compliment me. Same thing. What about people? How we create perceptions on people. And how there's so many different narratives on each person. Like you look at Joe Rogan or Russell Brand or Donald Trump or Justin Trudeau. And right now, any one of those people I just mentioned, you're either saying like, oh my God, that person's amazing, I love them, or oh my God, I fucking hate their guts. But neither is right or wrong, because it's just your perception. And these people. Are they perfect human beings? No, none of us are perfect. Do they make choices? Like some choices that they made are like, yes, some people hate those choices and other people are for those choices. And so this is just showing you how there are different perspectives and narratives within us, like within how we view other people. And yet the way we view other people is based on our experiences, is based on who we've interacted with as well. And so how many times have you met someone that is not in line with your views or your current group circle of friends, and you automatically make an assumption about them? You automatically assume that they are one way, and then you create this assumption and you don't get to know them anymore. Or if you're dating, so if you're dating, for example, and in the past you've dated a bunch of guys, and then you're dating someone new, and all of a sudden you're comparing this new person back to the past of like, well, this guy in the previous relationship treated me this way, but because this guy is not doing that, it's a no bueno. But the person is a new person. They are not your exes. The person that you meet that is like, potentially a new friend, they're not your current friends. They're completely different. We're all different people, yet our mind creates these assumptions based on our wounds and our experiences because we let our mind do that. We let our wounds be the driver instead of us taking back our power and being like, wait a second, that's just my triggers in my mind. How can I tap into my soul and my intuition and trust that instead? So these are just some thoughts to think about. And when someone just says a sentence or a phrase or a word to you next time, just take a moment and think about it. Like if you are, creating a negative or a positive perception towards it, and why are you doing that? What is coming up and what do you feel in your body? Remember that fears are an illusion. Fears are not real. And perceptions are just perceptions. They're also illusions. All of that is an illusion because each one of us has our own different perception. Each one of us has our own different fears. None of those fears, none of those perceptions are the same. None. So if they're not the same, then how can they be real? They can feel real, but they're not real. So you have the power to choose. You have the power to create your own reality. And if you decide that in this reality you want to hate Trump and love Trudeau, then by all means go for it. If in this reality you decide that you want to love Joe Rogan, go for it. Do it. If in this reality you want to be wealthy and rich as fuck, go for it. If in this reality, you just want to go live on what you're doing right now, go for it. There is no right or wrong way. It is what lights you up. It is what lights your soul up. It is what brings you joy. But it is also being aware of how you are creating perceptions and attaching your emotions and your feelings and your experiences on words. Words are just words. It's just an English language. That's all it is. Sentences are sentences. There is nothing more to it. We are the ones that create the something more. So that is like a topic I wanted to talk about today. If you like this video, please like, share, or comment. I know it is a little bit of a heavier one and it may have triggered you some. But I love you, and I am a projector, and I do mirror a lot of shit back to you, and I do trigger people consciously and subconsciously. So this one was purposely, it was purposely to get you to think, because I'm here to blow your mind, and I want you to question everything, broaden your perception, go from your lenses that are here, and I want to do this, I want to fucking do this. And if I've done just this, I've done my job. And that makes me happy. So, day, I think 127, I'm not sure. But I'll be uploading this video later. And so I guess I'll find out then. And that is it for today. So, speak to you tomorrow. Thanks.